First of all, good morning, everyone, especially our lecturer, Miss Nguyen, and my full name is Nguyen. And today I will present my final project for the data analytic model by using SPSS to study about customer satisfactions. And so now let's deep dive into the information of my part. So first of all, yeah, you have a case study here, but the origin of this case study is start come from the data I have received from the exercise 3T file given by Miss Nguyen, and the question about the quality, what the quality, price, shopping experience, and the convenience, location convenience, which will affect the customer satisfaction. But uh, I want to put it in a real case study and to make them be applicable in the real life. So I decided to imagine this data belong to the fashion shop, which I will call that about the shop X. So with the background, the shop X is a fashion brand that focus on the sustainability and it will use the eco-friendly materials, and the price of the item in there is about 350 thousand dollar Vietnam dollar, and for the set you can see it's about 6,000 and 100,000 for the full set. So all of them will sell both on in online and in the store. So with the rationale, so the shop X doesn't have the big marketing budget, so they need to know which factor really matter most for making the customer happy, so they will spend their money on the right place. And my research will go among four factors, as I say for you, which will deeply affect about the customer satisfaction. Which one will have the biggest effect on the customer satisfactions? And my goal is to look at the survey from the 91 customer. It's not too big, but it's enough to find out how strong of the each factor, and then I will rank them. Based on that point, the shop X will know where to invest first. So that's about the first one. And we have the outline. The first you can see that is about the executive summary, as I have said for you. And the second one, we will go through the descriptive analysis. Here we also have a little bit about the frequency of the each data inside that. Then we will test the how clean of the data we have through the transact entry. And the final one, we will do the linear regression. And before doing that, we need to do an EFA process. That's about our outline. So with the first one, about the descriptive statistic, here you will have the table and from the 91 valid respondent. And first of all, I will say that the demographic variables like the gender, age, and occupation, income show the healthy variance, as you can see here. But you can see that with the lightly scale variable like FQ, PR, CQ, LC, and CS, that they have the range of the mean about 4.4 to 4.9 out of 5, which think that the meaning most of the people answer almost the same way. And this will limit the variance cones for caution interpretations in upcoming reliability and the factor analysis stage. And I will say deeply about that in this point later. Now let's look closer at the specific growth of the data through the frequency analysis. So to identify it, we will demonstrate it and divided it into two clusters. The first one about the demographic, the gender. You can see here most of the people are male, and occupation of them mostly are the student and the office worker, with the age gender about 18 to 22. And the final one with the income of mostly income of them is about here about under $5 million. And I would say clearly it's about under 10 million Vietnam dong with the 99%. So as you can see here, so from indicator here that cover only one roof, you can see that only one roof. So student worker, they have the lower income and they have a very young age. But besides that, we also see the sub X will serve for both men and women. But you can see that the male is gender dominate the most of the data. So it might that just be how the data was collected, not just the real customer based on the shop. Now, yeah, this sample something that you need to keep in mind about that is something not quite not clean. Yeah. And cluster two is about the customer behavior, about their frequency of buying, of shopping, or spending amount when they're shopping, the priority when they face, and the shopping channel they will buy. So you can see that 46% will purchase rarely and occasionally. Yeah, yeah, it's quite nature in the fashion industry. Not many people will shopping every time every week, and 93.5% of them will love to buy in the physical store, and the design will dominate the main point that they will buy a product in the shop. And the most commonly they spend will rank about 700 to 1 million Vietnam dong. So it exists the rise for the single item. So this thing leading to that they will typically buy more than one product when they go through the shop X. Yeah. And so based on that point, we will combine these two cluster, and I see that the shop X typical customer is about the young, doesn't shop often, care about the design, standardize, and prefers shopping in the person. So we have understand the data and the the image of the customer that the shop is focused and tend to be. So let's move to the next step. Check if the survey questions are reliable by using the Chronic answer. So I have run comic info for the each item in here that I have list for you that will affect of the customer satisfaction. So after testing this internal consistency of the scale, and I also remove the item that introduce the noise like the FQ1, FQ4, PR4, SQ4, and CS4. So, and all the file structures have achieved the acceptable reliabilities, which are correct answer ranging from 0.6 to 0.7. Yes, it's quite good. So this will say that I can choose the remaining 18 questions and use them in the next step, calling the EFA process. Yeah. So here, as I say for you, I want to build that the for this element will how effect of them, how the strong effect of them will influence the customer satisfaction, and I expect that it will have the four separated factors. But this is what just I expected before testing to see how the real data show. I need to return run. I need to run an EFA, and before I see, first we need to look at the KMO and the Bartlett test. So the KMO is you can see that is a bun 0.8, so it's a very good sampling adequacies, and it's well suited for the factor analysis. And the second is about Bartlett's test. So with the significance below 0.05, the variables are significantly correlated, and it is suitable for EVA. So all of them here, yeah, I see that it is suitable and all the conditions are met. So now I can move on and just the EFA result. So here we have make the rotated component metric. Here it will divide it into three components for the x1, 2, and 3. So with x1, you can see that it's dominate mostly for the SQ, meaning the shopping experience, and the LC is a location convenience. Yeah, it's about the x1. X2 is about production quality and mixed with the location convenience. And the final one, price, will mix with location convenience. So as you can see here, I imagine that it will have the separately for components metric, but if that the data here have grouped into only three factors, which I will call S1, 2, and 3 as I have said for you, and all of the item here have the rating score above 0.5. The lowest is P or 5 here is have the upon the rating score. So which is all of the on the data in here is have a strong enough level. And why is divided into only three groups? That because the customer experience will experience all the things at the same time, right? During one time they go into the shopping phases. So in their mind, these things will tend to be go together instead of just stating individual, yeah. I mean independence. Uh, so here we can see that the LC location convenient that across all three groups. So it will lead into conclusion that this is likely the background factor that touch every part of the customer when they see the shop X. So now we have these three factors. Now we can move to the linear regression, and the Y here is the dependent point, the dependent factors, and 3x here is about independent factors. So we have made the linear regression here, and this is the quotation. You can see here this is the quotation, and the equation here we have the YC for customer satisfaction is will equal to this equation, and you will and on other point you can see that the beta x1 have the highest beta. Here you can see which is much 5.2.5% much more time line than x2 and 3. So yeah, it's the main point that x1 you have the strongest influence. And besides that we also see that the uh, the significance is lower than 0.05. Yeah, it's very good. It's about the linear regression here. So next we will go through the chart. You can before I choose any research, I need to check the model is reliable using the free chart here, the residual chart. Yeah, the first one with the histogram. So you can see the mean here. The mean is quite nearly 0, and the standard deviations is nearly 1, and it also have the bell-shaped distribution center at the O. Yeah, the center at the O. With the residual falling within deviation about 2. So the model show that no any bias on predicting across the customer group. With the normal P2B plot, it show the point that following the expected line closely, meaning the arrow are close to the normal pattern. Yeah, and the final one with the scatter lot, and they show the point that spread evenly around the zero line with no funnel shape, meaning yeah, it's around the zero line, meaning the model work just as well as every type of a customer, not just focus on one group. Yeah, so based on that point, on the free chart confirm that the model is solid. So I can choose the result from the coefficient table, and all of them will lead to the conclusion here that among three factors as we have tested, the X1 have the strongest impact on the customer satisfaction with the highest beta outperforming X2 and 3, and the sub X customer have the behavior that they infrequently buy and almost they want to buy in the shop. So we need to make the smooth and convenience experience when the customer going to the shop rather than the quality or the price comparisons. So here based on that point we have answered the question we have list at the first for you. So yeah, we need to focus on the shopping experience and also location. And based on that point, we also make a recommendation for them. Yeah, the first one, of course, you need to optimize in the store process, like reduce the waiting time, ensure the fast step support, for example, like that. And the second one, we need to focus that pricing, not the priorities. Yeah, you only 3.44% rank the five first, which is also leading to the X3 have the lowest beta. And the third, you need to ensure the convenient access when they see the location. And the final one with the recentness online channel, because the customer is one only by the office, so the online need to distinct identity to meaningfully the right satisfaction. And that's all information I want to share today, and I really like the SBSS. Not many times I could do this. Oh man, I have bring you the outcome here, and that's all information I want to show you on my presentation. And final works, thanks for listening, especially Miss Nguyen. And this is my references for doing this case study. And that's all information I want to share today. Thank you and see ya.